Hi guys, today we are going to learn how to add sprites on GDevelop. So as you see, this is the GDevelop screen, the home screen when you open it. So let's start with a new project. So create a new project, and as soon as you create a new project, you will see this kind of a pop-up. The first thing that you should be doing is choose a folder where you want to save the project. Okay, so right now by default it is saving on this path as you see here, user slash teacher slash document. So this is the path on my system and this is where it'll get saved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder, okay, for my future references. So I'm just creating a folder on my desktop and I'm going to name it as my GDevelop codes. Yeah, and then I will come here, choose a folder, and just go on my desktop and choose this folder and create open. So as soon as I click open, this if you see this path has changed now, and henceforth whatever I will do for this particular game which I'm going to create will be saved in this folder, everything at one place. That's one thing. Second, if you see, these are some already made games over here which GDevelop provides you to get a taste of what things can be done in GDevelop. And my favorite one is platformer. As beginners, I will ask you to just start with the platformer one. Very easy to understand, and these are self-explanatory, games already made over there. But if you are going to create your own game from scratch, then obviously you need to use empty game. So I'm going to click on empty game. Now, as soon as you click on empty game, you will see that this particular area has opened, this particular window has opened. Now let's understand what are the different things over here. So I'll make it full screen. Okay. So if you see here, there is this option called as project manager. Now this is really important because project manager gives you the area where you can add scenes to your game, the levels or new scenes to your game. And also you have game settings over here, like you can decide your game icon, which resources you want to add, properties of the games like windows, or how much size will be the, what do we say, the window when you will play the game, and so on. So I will be doing another video which will explain you all these things in detail, but for now I'm going to keep it as default. Now going to the scenes, I'm going to click on this plus sign to add my first scene. Now as you see here, by default the scene is given a name called as new scene. You can keep it as it is if you have only one scene in the game, but if you have multiple scenes, obviously this will create confusion. So it's always a good practice to rename your scenes. So I'm going to rename this one as, let's say, level 1. Now, after renaming this, obviously I need to open my scene and start editing my game or creating my game. So I'm going to double click on this and this window opens. Now, before I begin how to add the sprites and everything, I would like to know to explain you few basics on this particular window. For example, as you see here, there are two options. One is level 1, and by default there is another window called as level 1 events. Now as you see here, level 1 is this area. This is the front end area where you're going to add your sprites, your backgrounds, the graphics, the looks of your game. But the main soul of the game, which is the code, which will be done here in the events section. I will be doing another video on this, and I will be showing you how to add level events in your game. But for now, going back to the front end. Next thing is this area, very, very, very important again. This is the place where you will be seeing all the objects, I mean sprites, backgrounds, graphic interface, graphic user interface, whatever you will add, text, scoreboard. So all these objects will be added over here. So let me get started with adding one object and I'll quickly show you. So, okay, so when you click on the plus sign, You will see these are the different types of objects you can add. I will be doing multiple videos later on to show you how to use others. But today my main focus is, I'm going to explain you sprites, how to add sprites. So sprites are the usually the main characters or the main objects in the games which can be coded. So if you want to code for a particular object, whether it's a player or it's a wall or it's tree, it's fruits. So basically anything that you want to code for or you think will be a part of the code must be the sprite mostly. So I'm going to add any character. I have already saved some characters on my system, so I'm going to use one of them. So I'm going to name it as it's a baby dragon, so I'm going to name it as dragon for now. And let me add one dragon over here. So as soon as you click on add an animation, you will see there is this option called as add the sprite. So now there are two ways of doing this. One, you paint your own sprite, you make your own sprite with edit with Pixel. I will be doing another video to explain you how to use edit with Pixel, but for Pixel for now, let me go and choose a ready-made sprite which I have downloaded from a website. I will share the website link also on my in my description box. You can see it later. So I have saved some objects over here. Character. Yes, I have saved it as character and left, right. So I'm going to take the left one right now. As you see, it's a dragon. The picture is slightly blurry over here, but for now, the main aim of this video is to explain you how to add a sprite and also how to add animations of sprites. So I'm going to just choose all of them. What I'm doing is I'm pressing the shift key on my keyboard, and I'm going to just press the last option so everything gets selected in one go, and then I'll click on open. It'll ask me if you want to import it. Yes, I want to take it in. Now if you see here, all my the different skins have come here with different poses of the dragon, and when I see it in loop, it's very important. If you want to animate the character and you want the animation to keep playing, you have to loop it. Okay, and let's preview how it looks. So this is the preview option. See, right now this is how it looks over here, but I will just tell you that this is too fast. So what we can do is we can reduce the timer. So I'm going to click on OK first. I'll go back, and if you see here right now it is 0.08 seconds by default. So I'm going to make it 0.1 second. Okay, and let's preview it again. So this is how it looks. I feel this is much better than the previous speed, but again, this is completely subjective. It depends on what speed do you want for your game. So you can decide the speed from here. Also, one more important thing to notice here is, if you see when I have added the sprite, it is giving me by default an animation number. So by default, the first animation is given the name as the number as animation number 0. Guys, these numbers are very important. When we will go in advanced coding, you will realize that when you want to change the animations from one animation to another, these numbers play a very important role. You can also give names to your animation. For example, I can say walking. Okay, so walking to the left. I can give or this is too big name, I can just give the name as walk left. So I can give any name that I want, and then I'll click on apply. Now the time you click on apply, you will observe that the sprite has come in this object section over here. And now if I want to use it, I will just drag this sprite and take it on my screen. If you feel it's too small, just drag it slightly without hampering the look of the sprite, and try to maintain the aspect ratio, and you can place it wherever you want. Now you might be wondering, what is this rectangular box? So guys, this rectangular box is the area, it's an area which shows you that whatever you place here will be seen in the preview. So I'll just show you a demo of this. If I'm going to, this is a play button to preview your game. So when I click on play button, if you see here, the rectangular part is comes as my preview area. So this is very 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 important, guys, and it's always good to check what you are doing and how it looks. So I'm going to, 1 second, I'm going to minimize this and close this. Now going back to my GDevelop over here. So if I will place this outside, suppose you don't know about this and you place it outside, and if you try to preview, then you will not see anything on your you know in your preview, and you will feel that something is glitching out, something is wrong, but it's not that. It's just that you need to keep this thing inside the rectangular box like this. Now this is one thing. Now, explaining the behavior of objects, because when you're putting objects and sprites especially, they come up with behavior. So I'm going to edit the same object to show you how to change the behavior. So as you see, there is this option called as behavior. By default, there is no behavior right now. So I'm going to click on add a behavior to this object. These are some behavior that we can use. For now, I'm going to make it as a platformer character. As you see here, platformer characters are the characters that can jump, run on the platform and so on. And they by default come up with some, some properties. So I'm going to show you the properties of platformer objects. As you see, they have acceleration, deceleration, speeds already written over here. They have gravity. This is very, very, very important. You will slowly realize as in when you proceed in GDevelop, gravity is very important to make the game more realistic and allow the characters to run, jump, fall, etc., etc. There's a jump speed, climbing speed, and so on. There are many things, guys, but as a beginner I will request you not to change this or go in depth of all this right now. Your focus should be how to understand all the fundamental part of GDevelop. So I'm going to keep this as it is and just click on apply. Okay, now let's see in preview what happens when I give a behavior to my character. So when I preview, oh, so it just fell down. I mean, you will see that the character is simply falling down because it was having a gravity and there is nothing down as a platform or something to hold this character. So now we are going to another type of sprite which shall act like your platform, another very important type of sprite. So I'm going to add anything, let's say grass or something. So I'm going to name it as grass, add animation, add the object, and I already have some pictures on my system, so I'm going to use these, for example this one. Click on OK, and okay, there you are. And you can also see it in preview. It looks fine, guys. I'm not going to loop this. Obviously it doesn't make sense because you do looping when you have multiple skins and you want them to club together and give it a walking or moving effect, but this is a static a stationary object, so it will remain as it is. Now giving the behavior, but before I go to the behavior, I will show you how it will work without any behavior. So I'm going to click on apply, and this grass, I don't know why I named it as grass. I should rename it as bricks now because it doesn't have grass. But anyways, I'm going to just pull it and make it slightly bigger like this. Okay, and if you want till here, so you can simply command C, command V, and keep dragging it and giving it a continuation effect how I am doing right now. So yeah, something like this. Okay, much better. So now you all might be expecting that since we have made a base over here, this dragon should not fall down now, and it should remain on the brick as we see in normal games on the land. So let's see how it works over here now. Oh, after doing this also the dragon fell because we haven't given any behavior to these objects. We have simply added them as pictures, and this is a platformer object. It needs a platform to stand on, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this grass. First of all, I'm going to rename this as brick or a piece of land, so land maybe. And the behavior, coming back to add a behavior to the object. Now this time I'm going to make this as a platform because platformer characters can walk, run, jump on the platform. So platform and apply. So now when I go back and preview my game, my object is not falling down, and when I'm pressing left key, right key, left key, right key, or space bar to jump, my platformer object is quite nicely placed on the platform. Okay, and when the platform ends, obviously you will see that it will just go down. So guys, you might be wondering that when I'm pressing left, right, why this dragon is only facing this way. Because if you remember, we haven't really added different skins or different animation for our dragon. We just have one, which is walk left, or so similarly, if you want to add walk right, you can click on animation, another animation will be added, and then you can go back to your character and simply take the other one, and I'm pressing shift and this whole thing comes over here. Apply, okay, and then loop it, and I'm going to change the speed to 0.1 and just preview it before I proceed. Yes, it looks good. So this way I can add animations, but the problem is to change the animation on the pressing left and right key. I need to code for that, and for that I will be making another video, and which will help you. So basically, instead of making one big video, I'm going to just make a series of videos that can help you understanding basics of GDevelop. I hope in this video I made it very clear. A few points are very clear. That is how to add object, what is object panel, what is platformer object and what is platform. Very, very, very important to understand how it works, the behavior works. This is the event area, this is the level, this is the front end area where you put the graphics and the user interface. This is the project area where you can add scenes and so on. So guys, for now, this is what I will explain. This is what I wanted to explain through this video. I will be sharing more videos after this to understand further, and we will try to add on to the same game. I hope you understood, and you can, if you have any queries, you can write in the comment section, and I will give you feedback and I will reply on your comment. And I will come up with more tutorials based on your requirements. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.